you guys, welcome to All Access Pass. I'm so glad you tuned in today, and I think you're going to be really glad too. Why? Because I have the most phenomenal guest on my show today. Yep, her name is, where is she? Her name is k.d.lang. She's in this program because she's performing here. I came all the way to Texas. This is where I'm at, Austin to be specific. Why? Because Austin is the music capital of the world. We're in front of this historical landmark, the Paramount Theater, which is where she's performing tonight to a sold-out audience. I'm going to take you inside. I hear that k.d.lang is sound checking right now, and rumor has it that she knows I'm here, and she's going to come back and actually talk to me before her show, after her sound check, so that we can see what she's up to. Does that sound like fun or what? I'm really excited. The good news is if you stay tuned for the entire show, you're going to get a little taste, just a little tease of what her current concert looks like. So come on inside the Paramount Theater to get up close and personal with k.d.lang. Come on in, you guys. k.d.lang, it is such an honor to talk to you today.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time. I've been a fan for years, and I think everybody watching probably has. So I want to start, first of all, I know you just drove in from Dallas. You're on this intense tour right now. So you just drive in from Dallas, you sound check, you're going to shower and sing tonight. Are you exhausted? What is this tour, what does that do, being on the road this way? What kind of toll does that take?
Well, I just try to, you just try to conserve every ounce of energy until showtime, and then you put everything out, and then you just I kind of recede back into my shell a little bit. So I just try to keep everything for show.
You were in Austin, in this really spectacular venue.
Yeah.
When I'm watching your tour, like from here you go to, I think you go to New Mexico, then Arizona, and then California. Do you notice a difference with the audience and how they receive the music?
It's dependent on a lot of variables. I mean, it depends on the day of the week, the weather, the venue, the city, whether or not their team won the football game or or the election. I mean, a lot of variables. But you try to make music transcend all those things and incorporate them and yet transcend them.
Austin, it is considered by many the music capital of the world. So, and it is sold out tonight. And there's not a seat in the house. Your early career was in country. You were a little controversial because you were a little edgy and androgynous. And I'm wondering, when you transitioned from country to pop, was that a very conscious decision?
Yes and no. It was conscious and it was natural. I mean, I had kind of exhausted my interest at that time in country. I wanted to explore my other roots, which were actually my first initial roots, which was singer-songwriters or just vocal music. And country music will always be a part of my musical DNA, but it certainly wasn't the first to inform me as a musician. So it was really just a matter of having to explore my other influences.
And I know your first major influence was Patsy Cline. Is that right?
No, my first major influence, my very first major influence was probably Anne Murray. And then, Joni Mitchell and Kate Bush and Ricky Lee Jones. I didn't really fall in love with Patsy Cline until I started getting into country music, which was about at the age of 21.
Did you always want to be in music when you were young? Did you sing all the time? I know you come from quite a musical family.
Yeah, I started singing at about the age of 5, and it was pretty clear that that's what I was focused on. I mean, I had other interests, volleyball and cinematography and cooking, but it was really, singing at about the age of 5, really.
And your family was supportive of the direction into music?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I know you're from Canada and you live primarily in the United States now. Was that a decision because of your music career? What brought you into the United States initially and kept you here?
It was initially because of the industry in Los Angeles. The record company was there, and I was there a lot at the time, and I started to rent a place, and then obviously relationships developed, friendships, and which turned into long-term friendships, and next thing you know, I've been living in LA for 18 years, which is so hard to even fathom, but there it is.
Why is that hard to fathom?
Just because LA just seems like such a transitional city. It doesn't seem like a city where you really want to put roots in, but it's a good city, and I've come to love it, but I'd like to move on at some point.
When and if you do move on, what do you see? Where do you see yourself living ultimately?
Oh, I don't know. I like Portland, Oregon. I like Melbourne, Australia. I like Vancouver. I like upstate New York. It's hard to say.
It sounds like you like areas that are a little bit more land and not so much
Yeah,
concrete.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to live in New York City for a while too, so I don't know.
So you're on tour, and I know that you've got your new CD, which we're going to talk about, Watershed, which is extraordinary. As people come and see you in your concert, are we going to see old and new music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be focused on Watershed, but there's definitely going to be it's going to be rounded out with back catalog stuff.
You know, when I listen to Watershed, it feels, I know that you wrote all the lyrics and music.
Yep.
All of it, and
Yep.
this is your first CD that you've produced.
Yeah.
So when I listen to that, the lyrics, it's very soulful. You're sharing a lot with us, with the listeners. So I'm wondering, what was the inspiration behind that, as well as all your writing?
It's just personal experience and self-exploration. I think it's, to me, it's really about, the perspective, your perspective on the world, and your world really is how your perspective informs it. So it's really up to you to understand your own perspective. So I try to know myself. So I like to be introspective and look from the inside out, I think.
Yeah. What inspired you to produce your CD this time? Because that's new for you.
Yeah. Although I've been co-producing, which is kind of the same, but I really just sort of did it myself because I wanted to protect the initial songwriting demos. And
Have you felt that in the past with other producers, that maybe they want it more commercial and you wanted it more from your soul, or something? Have there been creative differences, or?
Not many, because I've worked with producers that I really admire, Ben Mink and T-Bone Burnett and Craig Street, Owen Bradley. So these are like all people that I really respect and work well with. No, it just something happens when you have a big studio and a time constraint, and the money is being spent in copious amounts, and I think you rush, you kind of speed the process a little bit, and things become a little more derivative than I would like. So I think that really not spending the money and having the time to spend really editing and really even stepping away for like a month, 2 months, 6 months, coming back to it, really gave me a perspective and a luxury to really get it exactly the way I wanted it.
Constant Craving, kind of a defining moment for you in your career. Did you ever think that that would reach the level of success worldwide that it did?
No, I had no idea.
It seems to connect. So many people seem to connect with it. It resonates with people.
Well, that's the beauty of having it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty good song. I got lucky.
We all got lucky with that song. Now, okay, so I'm gonna shift here because I don't know if I looked familiar to you when you first walked in, but Constant Craving reminds me of when I saw you in concert at the Universal Amphitheater in the early to mid '90s. You sang that song, and there was a woman sitting in the front, off to the side, that came up past all the security, and it was me, and you came to the edge and said, you danced with me, Katie.
Did I?
You danced. So I'm sure, I just want to let you know that's why I probably look familiar to you. Was that special?
I was remembering that. I wasn't quite sure.
Was it as special for you as it was for me? I'm just wondering. Yeah, it was great. It was a great moment for me. So I heard you sound checking it, so maybe we could, relive that night and have another dance. I don't know. We'll see how security is here.
It is Austin. I'm sure it'll be a lot looser.
Yeah. Yeah, LA, they tend to be a little rigid, those security guards.
In LA especially.
I'm just dancing with her, please, They eventually did escort me back, but anyway, I got emails the next day from my friends. I saw you dancing with k.d.lang. Well, we do dance together. So I have a couple of questions that I think people might want to know. In your downtime, when you're just chilling and listening to music, what's on your iPod? What do you listen to?
It's very, very eclectic. It ranges from what we're hearing in the background now, Dustin O'Halloran, who's on tour with me opening. Lots of classical, minimalistic classical, country, the new singer-songwriters Jose Gonzalez Feist, Fleet Foxes, Band of Horses, classic pop everywhere from Perry Farrell to, I don't know, it's just all over the map.
It's really eclectic.
Yeah.
I know you're Buddhist, and this is a very passionate part of you live your life very passionately Buddhist. So, can you talk a little bit about that, like the connection, like how you came connected to Buddhism?
Well, I've always been Buddhist in my instinctual sort of philosophy. I think it's just always felt very normal to me to have a belief in reincarnation and to sort of, you know, my vegetarianism sort of took place when I was 19, and you know, that sort of compassionate sort of approach to life, and yeah, Buddhism just really felt really right to me philosophically, and I met a teacher, Lama Gyatso Rinpoche, in 2000 and became a Buddhist, practicing Buddhist, and now it's pretty much permeated every aspect of my life now, my music, my life, which is great. It's nice to have a direction, a spiritual direction.
You know, your presence, I think, on stage and just sitting here with you, there's a very, like, a peacefulness within you. You definitely, I think, generate that. Like, has that always been like how you have lived your life, in this kind of peaceful, calm? It just feels very tranquil to me to be in your presence.
Maybe just because I'm exhausted because of that stupid drive, but no, I mean, I do an extensive practice every day, like 2.5 hours, and then another, you know, half an hour or more before the show. So, you know, I spend a substantial amount of time in meditation and doing mantra recitation.
Okay, so Ari Bode, I have the honor of producing your concert in Long Beach, which everybody's going to go to. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're excited too.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful venue, and you have chosen to do that concert as a benefit for Ari Bode.
Yes, I have.
And I've read a little bit about Tools for Peace and the practices and beliefs, but I'd love you to share, you know, just from your words, what that is to you.
Sure, yeah. Ari Bode is the American Foundation for Tibetan Cultural Preservation. So as we all know, you know, Tibet has pretty much been annihilated culturally, and but the good thing about it is that Tibet has landed in various places on the globe, and one of them is in Los Angeles at Ari Bode, and we take a lot of pride and effort in preserving the precious culture of Tibet, the ancient heritage of Tibet that really is beneficial to the globe in terms of its wisdom and its insight into human nature by, we do text, you know, text and language protection and publishing texts and teaching Tibetan language, doing the traditional Buddhist practices, of course, and our big effort publicly is the Tools for Peace camp, which is a camp for the most part for urban at-risk youth, but it also is completely open. So some years we have, like, you know, completely privileged kids with underprivileged kids, and the mix is really nice. But anyway, it's a camp that focuses on giving kids the tools to be able to deal with conflict in a peaceful way, using traditional mandala as a blueprint into how to deal with conflict and aggression within themselves, and changing their perspective on the world and the world around them, so that they can go out and be leaders in a sort of a non-aggressive way, and you know, hopefully we'll produce a bunch of new Obamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's lovely. And what a great thing to get behind and to support and to build.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll tell them it's aribode.org.
Org, and toolsforpeace.org.
And we'll flash that so they can get involved.
Great.
And I read about it and I was quite moved
Oh,
with the work that's being done.
Good.
So
Yeah, I think we even have our little documentary up on toolsforpeace.org.
Oh, okay, now, we can't do an interview with, one lesbian to the other without talking about being out.
Uh-huh.
So, coming out, both personally and professionally. I think you have a close relationship with your mother.
Yep, very close,
So,
yeah.
when you came out to your family, which came first, professionally or personally, when you came out?
Well, I came out, I sort of started living as a lesbian at 13, and I came out to my mom at 17. And then I came out professionally at 30 or something.
And so when you came out to your family,
Mm-hmm.
were they accepting? Was there...
No, it was difficult. It was a little difficult. I come from a family of 3 out of 4 kids are gay, and I'm the youngest, so I was the first one out. So it was a bit of a shock for my mom.
Those are some good genes there.
Yeah, come out for the whole family, but I think parents really, they want you to be accepted and to be happy and to be safe. And I think really when you have sort of a negative response from parents, it's a protective thing. They want to protect you from an unhappy life, which they think is going to ensue when you come out. But I think when she realized that, coming out is actually a sign of confidence and of leadership, that she embraced it, and now she's great with it.
And then you have that one black sheep in the family who's a heterosexual.
Yeah, who's straight, I know.
Wow, go
Who
figure
knew?
that. Do they all still accept her and everything?
Yeah, we try. We try.
So to make the decision to come out in your career, tell me about what thought went behind that, and what the impact, the aftermath of that, both in the early days and now.
Well, it was 1990-ish, and AIDS was in its sort of biggest sort of media heyday, and it was, it was being introduced to the world, and it was being introduced to the world as a gay disease. So homophobia was raging, and Queer Nation was raging back, and it was just it seemed very volatile, and I felt like the best thing to do, the most responsible thing I could do is just to come out and to be an accessible avenue for people to talk about the gay and lesbian culture and community. And even though I've always maintained I don't represent the whole community, but just be a glimpse into the community, and hopefully dispel ignorance after time. So it was really just what I thought was the best thing to do for society and for myself.
And looking back and all the way to the present, has it hindered your career, do you think?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's also helped it. I don't think Ingenue would have been a hit without me coming out. I don't think I would have got the Vanity Fair cover without coming out. So those are some examples.
That Vanity Fair cover, I mean.
Yeah, but there's a lot of. It's very competitive to get the cover. So I think it helped and it hurt. I think it sort of canceled each other out. And,
yeah, sure.
I think I might have been more successful commercial radio-wise avenue if I hadn't come out, because advertisers weren't so keen on it back then. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think it evened out in the long run.
How fun was that photo shoot with Cindy Crawford?
It was fun.
Yeah.
But she's a professional model, but it was fun.
Yeah. It looked like it would be fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun for all of us when that came out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was
Yeah.
like the talk of the town for a very long time.
Yeah.
Earlier in the year, you filmed this concert in London, and you have a DVD of it coming out.
Mhm.
So for those of you who missed the tour, which I don't know why you would, but when will the DVD of that be out?
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, you can find out on your website, right?
Actually, yeah,
Watch our website.
Yeah, I don't know when it's coming out.
Okay. Well, I'm anxious to see it. And what's very exciting is we are going to be in the audience filming just a couple of give them a little tease of what to expect.
Great.
This is a big question that I do think everybody needs to know.
Okay.
Why and when did you start performing barefoot?
I actually think it was on All You Can Eat was when I first started doing it. Oh, no, it wasn't. I guess it was Invincible Summer. And honestly, the real reason is because I don't wear leather, and to find nice looking non-leather shoes is impossible. So I just went, I'll wear bare feet, and it ends up that it feels fantastic when I'm singing. And now I can hardly sing I can't sing as focused or as well, because I think it takes some formality out of it, and it in a way grounds me in a way, and it feels very natural. Now I can't even fathom wearing shoes when I'm trying to sing or move around on stage.
I don't think we can either, because it's kind of your signature. It's one of
Well,
it's
there's
one
a
of
few
your-
singers
either-
that do it, like Cesaria Evora did it before me, so, and I think even Sade does it, and Mark
Okay.
Anthony. A few singers do it, but I highly recommend it.
Next time I'm on stage singing, I'm going to try to take my shoes off.
Yeah,
Katie, you've been such a delight. Any closing thoughts?
No, come on to Long Beach. It's going to be fun. It's the last show of this tour, of this year. So
Last show, November 22nd. We'll give you all the information.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a really great show,
Yeah.
and I look forward to it.
thank you so much for your time and
Thank
for
you.
helping
Can
us
I
out.
give you a hug to
Sure.
end the show?
Yeah.
Thanks, honey.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Thank
Look at
you.
that one. and say
Bye.
I blame it on my human side. I blame it on the other guy. I blame the stars on the boulevard. A perfect body, a perfect smile, perfect lover, impeccably in style. Used to be, I'd laugh it off. Now it's just this joke I got. A halo promise, a sinner's dream. The punchline is I always swim upstream. I blame it on my human side. I blame it on the other guy. Used to be I'd laugh it off, but one side moving closer, one is more obscure. One side feeling open, one in overload. Oh, and all the time it takes to build things up, and no time flat to deconstruct. You think that we could learn